When we come with that heat, we got skip on the.
And 3, 2, 1. That one sounded crisp.
Oh, yeah.
That one sounded crisp. Ladies and gentlemen, $1 Million Radio episode 36.
The Shaq Celtics episode.
Yeah, but we're not going to be that booty.
That washed. We're not that washed yet.
Welcome back
We ain't
into
ring chasing yet.
Yeah.
Welcome back into the studio in person. Jacob Fine.
Thank you, guys. Thank you. I love y'all.
A little pride in here. Our future, we had to take some precautions this week.
Yep. Absolutely. Exciting week coming up.
Exciting is an understatement, I would say.
Well, yeah, for you
Because-
two is an understatement, but I got something crazy lined up for next week.
Oh yeah.
What is it?
311 on Tuesday,
Oh,
and
yeah.
then we're going to Myrtle for the weekend.
That's awesome. Where are you seeing 311?
Nashville.
Oh,
At
okay.
the Pinnacle at the Nashville Yards.
Little
is what
west,
the
little
place is
east.
Yeah,
called.
you're doing a little zigzag. little backtrack here, backtrack there. I like
yeah.
that.
Man's getting chased by a gator, man. Yeah, so boys, man, this feels weird. This feels all right, I'm taking my glasses off.
Yeah, you can't do it.
All right. No, we're good. We're good. Football. Football is back.
Yeah.
Football is back.
Oh, yeah.
So I think next week will mark the official 1 year of $1 Million Radio. That'll be the 1 year anniversary of when Jacob and I were in this exact same room, and exact same spots. I think.
Exact same casting couch.
Yeah. Jacob's back. Jacob's back. But yeah, so a year later, almost, I think in our first episode, we were recapping the Georgia Tech Florida State game in Dublin. And today we're going to be previewing that game. It's not going to be the same teams, obviously. Kansas State, Iowa State. I think the line was Kansas State minus 3.5. But boys, we made it. I know we said that last week, but we actually made it
It's
this time.
nearing. It is right here.
And then next week, I'm going to say we actually made it
yeah,
again.
we're here.
But it's only going to get better and better from here, ladies and gentlemen. Hopefully entertaining enough to keep you around. I've got some big visions for this upcoming football season that I'm excited for. But yeah. So before we get into the slate for this weekend, one thing that we did about this time last year was give our predictions of what we felt was going to happen. And I think, if I remember correctly, I had predicted Oregon and Georgia in the national championship, and Jacob predicted Georgia and Tennessee in the Natty. I do remember that.
Infamous.
We were close.
Hey, I mean, we weren't out of the picture.
At least my team's made it in, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
At the very least. That's copium.
Yeah, and there were people that thought Tennessee wouldn't make the playoffs last year. We did. We had an early exit. If the seeding last year were to be set up the way it is this year, we probably would have had a home game against SMU instead of going on the road to Ohio State in the first round. But hey, you win some, you lose some.
Mhm.
Beggars cannot be choosers. So as far as looking forward to college football starting up, we're a big Tennessee podcast. We're a big SEC podcast. We don't necessarily talk about every game, but we talk about the ones that stick out to us. We talk about every Tennessee game for sure.
Yeah.
But as far as the SEC goes, boys, I'm going to pull up the odds real quick to kind of get a better look at what the odds makers are expecting to happen within the conference. But early predictions for maybe who would win the SEC championship or the two teams you think would be in Atlanta battling it out. Because last year it was Georgia and Texas. Texas had 2 losses before the college football playoffs. Both of them came against the Georgia Bulldogs, one at home and then one in Atlanta. So Here begs the question, boys. Who do you think is going to make the biggest statement and maybe show up in Atlanta to win it all?
Well, honestly, it's Texas is the favorite for everything right now.
Texas is the one clear in my mind, but
it's theirs to lose, in my opinion, given the hype that's around them.
Yeah.
Texas is the odds-on favorite, plus 280 to win the SEC. Right behind them, though, plus 290. They're expecting another rematch between Georgia and Texas. So
I just don't know how the whole QB situation at Georgia. It's not a big situation, but how much that'll impact, with Carson Beck transferring and them having a first-year dude on it. I know he played last year, but,
Yeah, I think
a little bit.
Honestly, this year, I honestly think Georgia's going to pertain more on their defense to be their strength.
And the running game.
Yeah. But honestly, I want to see. I know Brian Kelly's, notorious for being a choker, but I want to see if, Nussmeier can get LSU over that hump this year, and maybe they're taking on Georgia in the SEC championship.
There are 3 coaches in the SEC that I despise. Brian Kelly is on that list, but he's not 1 or 2. Do y'all know who I'm talking about in those first 2 spots?
Probably Kirby and Kiffin, if I'm being honest.
Neither one of those.
Billy Napier?
No, he's a Tennessee boy. I don't mind him. Okay. I don't mind him.
Eli. Yep.
Eli Drinkwitz.
Yep.
And Shane Beamer at South Carolina. Can't stand either one of those. But Brian Kelly, don't like hearing him talk. Don't like.
Yeah, that fake Southern accent's diabolical.
And notice he quit that right after he did it. He doesn't do that anymore. But Texas, Georgia, number 1 and 2. Alabama plus 470. LSU plus 600. And then a big drop off when you get to the next tier. Texas A&M plus 1,500. Florida, Ole Miss, Auburn, Oklahoma, and Tennessee rounds out the top 10. South Carolina right behind Tennessee and Missouri behind them.
From a Tennessee perspective, I like being an underdog.
Yeah.
Personally.
Oh, and big news, by the way. We did get an announcement after the end of the fall training camp and the last scrimmage over the weekend. It will be Joey Aguilar. I'll call him that right now, but going into the season, he'll have to earn that nickname. But yeah, Joey Aguilar, the number 1 quarterback to start the season for the Tennessee Volunteers, going into next week against Syracuse. Any thoughts, early thoughts about Joey Aguilar?
Just experience.
I'm ready to watch him sling it.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's okay. But experience, I think, is going to be the big thing. I mean, he hasn't had the most experience against incredible SEC competition because he's been playing for Appalachian State for his career. But I think that's kind of what set him apart from the other dudes, from GMAC and Jake Merklinger. They're just young and not as experienced.
We got a quarterback full of nicknames, or a quarterback room full of nicknames. I like it.
Yeah.
Haven't really had a nickname for anybody since Hendo Cinco.
That's how I feel about him. But what do y'all think? Because I think that's the main driver.
Well, we know what Griffin thinks. He gave his thoughts last week when he was talking about throwing for over 3,000 yards.
Yeah.
And
I can see it happening.
do you think he'll be a factor on the ground as well, Griffin? I think he might be.
He could be.
They might use him in some situations, but I'll have to see because I'm not entirely sure if he's the same, type of caliber athlete that, Nico was running the football. But
when Nico ran the football, he didn't do it much. Minus, a couple plays against Florida and more throughout the season. He had to do it against Ohio State.
Yeah, a little bit versus Alabama too.
Yeah.
So I bring up that question because the way our offense runs, it's not really a dual threat quarterback type of offense. Although if you do have some legs and have that ability to, maintain your composure in the backfield, keep plays alive, and maybe tuck in a run every now and then. Read option as well. Read option is a thing I'm very, very high on. If you hand the ball up the middle 2 plays in a row and then don't throw in a read option there soon, I think you're making a mistake because the defensive ends by nature will crash down on the running back. If you got a quarterback that can pull it and run, which I was wanting to see with Nico so much last year, and was looking forward to seeing Nico do this year, but he'll probably be doing that out west.
Because it seemed like by the end of the season, he was actually tapping into that ability.
Yeah.
And he's got the intangibles for it.
I mean, he had some highlights last year of juking people. I think it was the Oklahoma game. He juked out 2 people in one move.
Yeah.
So, like, he has that
jab
ability.
step.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's got that ability. I hope to see Joey Aguilar do the same thing. If the time comes where Joey maybe loses the spot and it's Jake Merklinger coming in for Tennessee, I think if Merklinger were our starting quarterback going into this season, I wouldn't see much of a drop off at all between him and Nico Iamaleava. They got the same type of build. He can't be much less accurate than Nico was over the last season. And I think, he should be able to break it out and run when needed as well. But I like the fact that we go ahead and name Joey Aguilar the starting quarterback for the University of Tennessee. I wish him nothing but the best, obviously, and I'm excited for it. I really am.
Yeah, we're in a fortunate spot. The only drawback is that one of the guys may leave next year, with Faison Brandon coming in. If Aguilar plays this whole season and then one of the guys gets the starting spot and then Faison is going to be the guy, take it over the next year after that, then it may be the writing on the wall for whoever doesn't get.
Well, we will be losing Joey Aguilar.
Sure.
So next year it'll be Jake Merklinger or George MacIntyre. That'll be another quarterback battle going into next year.
And
Faison Brandon would probably take the Nico route, redshirt his first year. That's the way Hypo likes to do things. And the only thing with Joey Aguilar going into this season was he obviously has the experience. He's got the talent in his favor. One thing he didn't have was the amount of time in this system with Josh Heupel. He wasn't here last year. He didn't go through spring training. He got here, I think he pulled up on campus sometime in June. So it's been a crash course, and that's one thing I worry about. But Josh Heupel, he does everything for the betterment of the program. He does everything offensively to put his players in the best positions possible. I think that will continue with Joey Aguilar. And I hope, like I said last week, I hope we're able to open our offense back up, getting back to what we were the first couple years with Josh Heupel, Hendon Hooker. That his first year, I think we finished 7-6, finished with that Purdue loss in the bowl game. But there were games where we were up on teams 30-0 in the first half, just so explosive. We saw it again in that next year with Hendon Hooker, Jalen Hyatt, and all those boys going 6-0 after beating Alabama. I don't remember what our record was going into our loss at Georgia that year, but we were undefeated. We were actually number 1 in the college football poll. Georgia was number 2 or 3. But I think we all saw the writing on the wall going into that game.
That was Georgia.
It was very, very short-lived. Stetson Bennett. We only lost, I think it was 27-13, but it did not feel that close. It did not. But yeah, so Joey Aguilar, starting quarterback for the University of Tennessee. So as far as the SEC championship goes, give me Tennessee and Vanderbilt.
Okay, Diego Pavia.
Oh, and by the way, I meant to mention earlier, I scrolled all the way to the bottom of the odds, and it was Vanderbilt tied with Kentucky and Mississippi State to win the SEC.
Hey, they're going to change the game this year.
But they're going to win a natty.
Yeah.
They're gonna. Diego Pavia said they're going to win a natty this year.
Would you run through a wall for him?
For Diego? If he was on my team, that'd be a guy I would like to play with.
Yeah.
Mindset, mentality. He's very hard-nosed. He's a good quarterback. But as far as, Vanderbilt as a program, they're nowhere near the top.
He's just gassing him up.
You got to.
You got to. For sure.
When you're getting on a podcast with Bussin' with the Boys, you got to make headlines. You got to say Vanderbilt's going to run the state of Tennessee.
Maybe he's about to do a recruiting masterclass. You never know.
He made a couple good points as far as when people visit Tennessee, they come to Nashville. Vanderbilt has so many alumni that are, very wealthy with doctorate degrees and things of that nature.
Yeah, I was kind of waiting for one of their donors to be like, all right, here's 30 mil in NIL money.
Yeah.
Oh, you want some more? Here you go.
Yeah.
Kind of like Michigan does. But speaking of Michigan, the absolute hammer came down on the Wolverines.
It's more of
They got screwed over so bad by the NCAA. Oh my God. Nobody saw
They
that
basically
coming.
paid $20 million for a championship.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what it was. Oh,
Just
and
like Ohio
don't
State.
forget, their coach, who was not the head coach during all that time, does get a 1-game suspension, by the way. At some point, they didn't even announce when it was.
Well, he's already done a self-imposed 2-game suspension too. So.
Yeah.
And I love how Harbaugh has a 10-year clause,
Yeah.
but
But
he's
in
never
the
going to
NFL.
touch college
Yeah.
coaching ever again.
I think
He's
technically
gone.
he could. They have to show why they need him or something. It ain't gonna happen. He's in the NFL. It's over.
Yeah.
Congrats, Michigan. You paid
And-
$20 million for a championship.
But they did basically, I don't know how much you can say it was proven or not that they cheated for other teams to beat the teams ahead of them. South Carolina beat Tennessee and Clemson, which the allegations shortly after that season were Connor Stallions for Michigan was, selling, going and scouting these teams, selling playbooks to teams like South Carolina. So we would lose and Michigan would jump into that 14 playoff, which with the way we've seen the college football playoff committee go through that 4-team playoff, with Hendon Hooker being hurt in that game, even if we were to beat South Carolina and finish, 11-1, maybe lose an SEC championship, they probably wouldn't put us in the playoff just because our starting quarterback was down, like they did with an undefeated Florida State team.
Vol fans would have blown a gasket.
Yeah,
But then
See, then Alabama would have made it in over Tennessee and Florida State.
Yeah.
So it would have just caused even more chaos.
Yeah. But nothing we got to worry about anymore because it is a 12-team playoff. Where it will probably expand to 16 teams at some point. But
I'll stop there.
See, did y'all see that thing I sent I could have swore I sent it to our Instagram group chat, but the 28-team playoff that the Big Ten was trying to get proposed.
Well, I stopped
28.
there, man. It should be 30.
God bless. Just give it to Army and Navy at that point.
call it January Madness and just make
Call
it a
it
64
freaking
team
March
playoff.
Madness, dude.
I get having a playoff, but it's like it's made the regular season games a little less meaningful.
I wouldn't say regular season. I think it's made the bowl games, like the other bowl games,
It's
meaningless.
making them pointless. Yeah.
Like,
It is.
But as far as those regular season games, like you gotta win those games, and that's what made when Florida was having a down year last year, but they beat Ole Miss at the end. Like that game was huge for a team like Tennessee trying to get in when Ole Miss was ahead of us. And we saw that like those last few weeks of the season, man. It was crazy last year.
Yeah.
And it's gonna be crazy again this year.
Yeah.
But speaking of this year, boys, it starts in Dublin, Ireland on Saturday. We freaking made it. Oh my gosh. Sorry, I need to take a second. Iowa State, Kansas State, Dublin, Ireland, -3.5 for the Wildcats. -152 on the money line. 67% of the money and 61% of the bets are on the Cyclones of Iowa State. I'm going to take Kansas State money line. I don't know if I'm going to lay the 3.5. The over-under is set at 49.5, which I think last year maybe is because Georgia Tech was one of the teams, but it was a very low-scoring game. Florida State, I think, ended the game with 13 points. I only bring that up because of the I guess you can call it a road trip, even though you're flying across the ocean. But the trip, the jet lag, the being in a different country, like first game of the season, there are going to be a lot of things you got to work out in this game. So maybe it doesn't get to 50 points. Maybe take that under. But I feel pretty good with Kansas State. Although Iowa State was a team that was on the fringe of a Big 12
Yeah.
championship. They did make it to the Big 12 championship game, lost to Arizona State. If they would have won that, they would have made the playoffs
They
last
had no
year.
chance of beating Arizona State.
No, not with Cam Scatterboo back there.
Yeah.
But,
I'm gonna say the same. I think Kansas State would probably take it.
I was going to take Kansas State.
all right, and
it's-
for all our viewers looking at this, that means Iowa State money line. But
And,
go ahead.
and it's honestly not as high stakes because last year Florida State was just coming off. Wasn't that they were just coming off the year being left out? Was that last year?
I think that was
Yeah, that would have been last year. Yeah,
because it was such a bounce back year of them being awful.
because they were ranked in the top 10 and then plummeted.
Yeah, they started the season in top 10.
Yeah, that's
they
what led
had, I think their issue that I saw at the beginning, because I picked Georgia Tech to win that game, and I'd done a little bit of research and saw that Georgia Tech had so many returning starters, and Florida State went to the transfer portal, had people drafted, underclassmen moving up. So that was a little bit of a reason. I want to say the line was like 10.5. Florida State
Yeah.
was favored. Yeah, I
It was
think
the perfect start for Florida State's 1-9 year.
Yeah.
It was crazy. They just got left out the playoff, and then they start with a lost field goal.
DJ QB is with the Chargers now, LA Chargers. I think next week's episode will break down more of week 1 coming up. We'll recap that game. We got some games next Thursday, next Friday that we can talk about. But along with Tennessee and Syracuse, the biggest game of week 1 has to be Texas at Ohio State.
Absolutely.
A rematch of the college football playoff semifinals, I think, quarterfinals.
And
no,
what's-
it was semifinals.
And what's crazy, isn't this the first opening game where the number 1 seed is not the favorite? Ohio State is the favorite to win, and they're the 3 seed.
yeah,
Texas
so
is the 1 seed.
Texas is number 1, Ohio State number 3. They are at home. Let's check on the stats.
Which I
real
will say
quick.
the polls did rob us of a 1v2 week 1.
Yeah, right. That's what
Yeah.
it originally was, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Who's 2? Penn State.
Yeah, Penn State's number 2.
I wonder how long they're going to stay up there. Because, I mean, if you're already starting out at number 2, their schedule is going to be cake minus Ohio State and Oregon.
That's kind of giving them a free run at it.
It could. Because even if they lose 1, maybe 2 of those games,
Yeah, they'd still find a
they're
way in
dropping
there.
from 2 instead of dropping from like 10 or 15.
Which
Um,
I hate to say it, boys. Honestly, the move with the playoff system nowadays might be to finish in 3rd in your conference.
I mean,
it could
Honestly,
be.
might be the strategy nowadays.
Yeah.
Well, given that they're advocating for a certain amount of spots for each
Yeah.
conference, isn't that what's
Yeah,
the
it's
case
like
is this year?
It's
or-
like 4 for SEC, 4 for Big Ten, or maybe that's what they were just talking about.
Yeah.
Maybe that's not like an
Yeah.
actual
I think that
ruling.
was for 16.
and there's like a wild card too.
Yeah.
as well.
So,
Well, that's essentially going to end up being the group of 5 team every year.
Yeah,
yeah. I think what they're going to do, though, is whenever you make it to the championship weekend, SEC championship, Big Ten, whatever, it should be, in my eyes, maybe they're doing that, maybe they're not, but in my eyes, it should be that game doesn't count against you if you lose. If you make it all the way to your conference championship and you're the 9th seed, and the projections going into that game and you
Yeah.
lose, that shouldn't drop you out of the playoffs because you lost against the number 1 seed that ends up making it to the playoffs. That's how I think.
I think there's
it is.
got to
So
be some
see,
new-
throwing another variable into it, say it's like last year how, Texas lost to Georgia in the regular season, played them again, lost again. Shouldn't that count?
I think like you're saying, there
If
needs to be
you-
some nuance to
Yeah.
it.
Yeah,
if you're
that's what
if
you're
you're
saying.
same team twice.
if you're undefeated, like say Tennessee goes undefeated with their SEC schedule and everything, but then they lose 1 and that's in the championship, that shouldn't count against them. But
Yeah.
just say
Yeah.
they're like 8-2 or something going into it. I think it could.
Yeah.
It should probably count against them, honestly.
Yeah.
So
But that is one extra game that they have to play as opposed to the other teams that didn't make it that may be brought into the playoff because of the loss.
and maybe that would affect the teams below them too.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think there's
Also-
gonna be some nuance.
Also, next Saturday will be Tennessee's opening kickoff at the exact same time as that Texas
See,
Ohio State game.
I'm mad about
Yeah,
that.
I don't blame you.
Like, come on.
They're not hosting. They're playing Syracuse in Atlanta. It'll be the opening kickoff game. Is it still a Chick-fil-A game or something?
I think it's a Chick-fil-A kickoff or something.
Tennessee named Joey Aguilar the starting quarterback. The line has not moved. Still minus 14.5 for Tennessee. That line worries me. I don't think we cover that.
You think it'd be a little closer?
I think, like I said last week,
7 to 10 in that range, probably.
yeah, I mean, I would love to see us cover. And I remember going into the Chattanooga game last year, the line was like in the 30s or something. I was like, I don't know if we'll cover that. And it was 35-0 at halftime. And then people were flaming us in the TikTok comments, but so maybe we win by 20 or 30 points. Not going to be mad at that. Over under 50.5.
You're
Yeah,
not getting your
we'll
points
see.
up or your hopes up.
Yeah,
Well, I just want to see him come out the gates, just
Yeah,
guns a-blazing.
I'm the same way.
yeah, I mean, I feel you.
But
I do.
in regards to other SEC teams, you got Georgia playing Marshall.
Yeah.
Obviously Georgia's going to win that
And-
one.
Yeah,
I don't
Marshall's
know,
coming
man.
off of
That
losing their
Marshall
whole
team,
team.
man. I don't know.
So and then Alabama's going to play at Florida State.
Yeah, that should be a pretty good game.
Yeah,
And I think Alabama's favored by like 2 touchdowns. Watch Squirrel White go out and do one for us, man. Squirrel White takes down Alabama week 1. That'd be funny.
he'll probably get injured week 1.
Or practice before.
Yeah,
Sorry, Squirrel. But nothing but the best for that former Vol for life. So yeah, I don't know.
could be some good matchups though.
But we'll talk more about that next week for
Yeah.
sure. So who's y'all's prediction to win it all? I'll go ahead and give you the odds. It's again for the national championship, Texas and Georgia. Texas plus 550, Georgia plus 650, tied with Penn State. Ohio State right behind them at plus 700. Bit of a drop off when you get to Alabama and Clemson, tied at plus 1100. And then Oregon, LSU, Notre Dame, Miami, Michigan, Texas A&M, Ole Miss. A few more teams before you get down to Tennessee plus 7,000.
See, where's Nebraska's odds at? I have a weird feeling about Nebraska, dude.
Whoa, plus 12,500.
Put your money on it.
$1 to win $125. I mean, instead of looking at that bet, Griffin, that is I see where you're going.
Yeah.
Let's go look at the win totals for Nebraska because it might be set pretty low.
Because I think Matt Rule's in either year 3 or 4.
Are they in the Big Ten now? Yeah.
Yeah, they're in the Big Ten. See, I feel like they have a chance to make the playoffs and make some noise. You know, being one of those fringe Big Ten teams that could just come out of nowhere.
Man, Illinois is ranked 12.
They're
Yeah.
set at 7.5 wins. So either 7 or 8.
Illinois, man, if they get some good wins this year, they could birth a playoff spot.
Well, see, that's what I'm expecting to happen is the Big Ten and the SEC just to implode themselves like they
That's what
always
happened with
do.
the SEC last year.
Yeah.
For sure.
It's going to get to where we get those crazy, weird games at the end of the season where, you know, Oregon's going to Omaha to play Nebraska and they end up, you know, throwing it away in the last quarter. Or say it's Penn State going to Minnesota and
Yeah.
losing a game.
Yeah.
Or you
Yeah.
know how Alabama went and lost to Oklahoma last year.
I'm going to say Texas and Georgia.
In the Natty. Come
Yeah.
on, man. You got to spice it up a little bit.
I know. I want to, but
You were spicy last year.
I know, but
You were
look where it got
spicy.
us. Tennessee was first round exit.
Julian Sayin named the starting quarterback at Ohio State. I don't like any of these teams.
I don't think Ohio State's going to bounce back.
I don't want Texas. I don't want Georgia, Penn
neither.
State, Ohio State, Alabama, Clemson. I don't want none of them.
Me neither.
So as a matter of fact, give me Utah and USC. No, I'm joking.
Okay.
I'm joking. As far as the playoff goes, I can see all these teams making it. I know that's not like a hot take or anything. But
We'll see with 12, it's just, it makes you think too much.
Yeah, there's too many teams. that
And you're
can
like,
make it.
well, there's this to think about, and then there's also this to think about.
Well, and the top 4 seeds got punished last year, so it's kind of hard
Yeah.
to think about what the top 4 seeds would be this year.
Because it's like my brain wants to say Penn State and Georgia, but then I'm also thinking, Penn State I don't fully believe in, but then I also
I
don't
never
fully
do.
believe in Georgia. So it's
I
like,
never believe in Penn State. I will believe in Georgia because they've proven themselves.
so here's my I don't like this, but I'm gonna say it. My national championship prediction. Give me a rematch of the playoff semifinals last year. Penn State, Notre Dame.
Wow.
mm.
Notre Dame crossed my mind, but I didn't see them repeating that.
Yeah, I see them as a 10, 11 seed
Yeah.
in my mind.
Well,
Just,
I
they
think
play
they-
nobody all year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, very true. And also, they did lose their quarterback, so they're gonna have another quarterback in there. They still got Love at running back, Jeremiah Love.
Yeah.
He's a dog. He's a freaking dog. So yeah, I'm just gonna go out on a whim. Notre Dame, Penn State. Hate it. I hate it.
Griffin, what was yours? Nebraska?
I could just see them making the playoff. I'm not sure.
Give me 2 teams.
You know what? I'll spice it up. I'll say Oregon and Texas.
Okay.
That's
Yeah, I
that's
like
a little
that.
spicy. I like
Yeah.
it. Mine was very rice and chicken with no seasoning.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bland.
Yep.
Dry. So anything else going into this first week that we would like to mention?
Honestly,
What are the Heisman odds?
Heisman odds. So we
'Cause
got
I feel like it's
Jeremiah
Arches
Smith.
to lose, but at
Jeremiah
the same
Smith.
time,
Arch Manning number 1, Cade Klubnik number 2,
Wow.
Garrett Nussmeier number 3, Jeremiah Smith, Lenoris Sellers, Carson Beck, Drew Aller. Oh, Drew Aller, he will be with Penn State. No, I said Notre Dame lost their quarterback. Drew Aller with Penn State. Another reason why I picked Penn State to make it. Ty Simpson at Alabama. Then DJ Lagway, Julian Sayin. I'll tell you this. The SEC is going to be coming for Arch Manning.
Mm-hmm.
see, I feel like it's his to lose, but at the same time, I don't know if they'd ever give a Manning a Heisman. With the way
Yeah, I mean-
history looks.
Yeah.
I think with all the hype behind Arch Manning, he would be the first Manning to win the Heisman,
Yeah.
if anything.
Well, there's
But-
so much hype because of his family, you know.
Well, yeah, for sure. And he's very good as well. And he's playing with a hell of a team in Texas. But who was it? His dad or his granddad came out and already said that he's going to still be with Texas next year.
Yeah.
He's not going to go to the draft this year. Which, I mean, why would you when you're getting paid millions of dollars?
Arguably more.
Yeah, to just, hone in on your craft and play with a good team.
Mm-hmm.
There's no Ashton Genty up here. Hey, y'all saw those highlights from
yeah.
this weekend? Ashton Genty's gonna be a problem. I hope nobody in my fantasy league is watching right now because I'm gonna take him in the top 3 or 4 rounds if he's still there. I really will.
You not done your draft yet?
No, I got like 3 of them coming up in the
Oh,
next
okay.
couple weeks. I'm very excited. Football's back.
See, are we gonna do one?
I'm
Because I've never done fantasy football.
neither until
before.
this
We would
year. I've
need
started.
we would need at least like 8 to 10 players. So us 3, 5 more, at least 7 more.
Hey, drop it in the comments if you want to hop in on this.
Oh yeah, I meant to say there's somebody we hadn't heard from in the last couple episodes.
Milkman.
Milkman, man, where you at?
Yeah.
Where you at, Milk? It's time to milk, buddy.
You know, we're gonna fuck around and get Kenzie in the fantasy league, and she's gonna win
She's
it.
gonna win it. Yeah,
She did win the bracket
I'm having
challenge.
flashbacks.
Yeah. yeah.
I don't know how that
So
happened
Kenzie is not invited.
because we want someone to win.
Yeah, we could find people enough to do that. I think the best way to do it would be Yahoo Fantasy Sports. That's
Yeah.
the best app in my opinion. I've used 3 or 4 of them. Yahoo is the best. So if y'all are interested, drop it down in the comments. and we'll just send you a link or, set something up for that, like a password username type of thing. So if y'all are interested in that, we could do that for sure. Maybe that's something we could live stream from the studio or something.
Okay.
That'd be fun.
Oh yeah.
Great idea.
Thank you.
So boys, as we wrap up episode 36, $1 Million Radio, do we have $1 Million Radio songs of the week? Jacob, before we get to this, Haunted came out last week. How's it going?
Great. Are you asking about numbers or anything?
No, I'm just saying like good feedback and everything.
Yes, great feedback. I've submitted it to a few playlist curators. I've gotten in a few of them. Gotten some good constructive criticism that I'll be applying to my future songs, which I love it. I love the constructive criticism.
It's always good to be able to take that well too.
Well, there's always more music to make.
Oh yeah,
so
for sure.
I'm excited. I love the song, but I understand how there's some other elements I would love to implement in my future stuff. So I got some up and coming music coming out in a few weeks.
What was I gonna say? I was about to say something. Oh yeah. I had to tell Jacob he was getting too big for me last week. If you saw the ending of the last episode, if not, go check it out. But I closed it out with Haunted. Just let it play out. And I got a copyright strike.
I meant to approve it from my aggregator. I'm going to do
because this podcast makes no money. It's not a problem. But as soon as the ads come into play, we'd have to get that straight.
Yeah, we got to get monetized.
If it did,
boys.
it would send me all the money. Or something.
The last year when we would talk about college games and NFL games, I was putting like actual highlights into the videos, which was really cool. It made the episodes really nice, but every episode I put up was getting a copyright strike, and so I had to go through and like splice those clips out. But hey, you live and you learn.
You can do them in the shorts and do them if they're less than a minute, but
yeah.
But long form, it's
TikTok
tough.
And Instagram and all that I didn't have a problem with, but apparently you can't just take people's videos and make them as your own. There are rules behind that.
Fair use.
I don't understand though. They're like streamers that'll stream themselves like reacting to NFL highlights and stuff, and it'll just be the full screen with them like in the corner, and they make money from that. So I don't know. I don't know. But yeah, songs of the week, boys.
Mine's "Can't Tell Me Nothing" by Kanye.
Okay. All right. Is that just the vibe for the week, or you got something you need to talk about, or what?
No, I was thinking about doing a cover of that. I've been doing some covers lately. I may make that like a metal cover. I don't know. I think that'd be kind of cool.
Oh yeah.
So,
what about you, Griff?
I'm gonna go with one from a pretty lesser known band that I got to see last time I saw 311, and I luckily get to see them again next week. But they released this song probably 2 weeks ago, called "Someone Like You" by Sitting on Saturn.
Never heard of them, but that's cool.
Sitting on You by
or
Sitting by You.
Someone like
who
you.
are we sitting on right now? Somebody tell me.
Nobody.
So if there's something to take away, it's "Sitting on You" by Sitting with Saturn.
"Someone Like You" by Sitting on Saturn.
Sitting on Someone Like You by Saturn.
Whoever's Saturn, I'm jealous.
Mine will be a band that I discovered a couple weeks ago. Shout out to certain streaming platforms that just you can do the smart shuffle with. Dead Talk by Windwalkers. I've been listening to that whole album. If I'm on those smart shuffles and I find a song that I like, and then that same band has another song that I like, maybe it's from the same album, and I listen to those two songs a couple times, I gotta go check out the album.
Yeah,
I gotta play it all the way through for a couple times.
Yeah.
So I really like Windwalkers' song "Dead Talk."
I see that bicep vein popping through. My God, you good?
You see that? They said there's a sign on the studio door that says "No weapons allowed." I got 2 of them on me.
Okay.
I have been doing my push-ups and curls here lately. Yeah, I'm getting big, boys.
Oddly enough, it's just the right bot. I'm just kidding.
That's all, folks.
You do it, Griffin.
Hey, I can't even finish it.
I'm done. I'm never coming back in person after this week. I'll see you on Zoom next week.
Hey, I mean, as long as you can come on the screen at least
Thank
with
you.
me and Griffin. Episode 36, $1 Million Radio. As always, thanks for watching. Go check out the website, mdminds.com. Get you a hat right there. Go get you a hat, get you a shirt, get you a hoodie, just get everything. We got a blanket on there if you want it. But yeah, thanks for watching, everybody. And as always, we'll see you next time.